As I expand my dealings with the vampire government, I have encountered a disturbing new symptom of this affliction. Frequently, in conversation, I will hear voices emanating from other vampires, voices that are not their own, but which seem to have insight into their lives beyond what I could gather from simple conversation. These voices seem to echo from deep within my fellow vampires, and I cannot be certain if this symptom belongs to my strain of the illness or theirs, for the voices are various and inconsistent. I dare not mention this symptom to my vampiric peers, for they have proven themselves true predators to whom I could be loath to reveal any sign of weakness. Indeed, these voices have counseled me against confessing their presence, and until I can confirm their source, I will listen. The information the voices have given me ranges from curious to frightening. The latter case is especially true of one powerful vampire whose name I shall not commit to recording in the interests of self-preservation. The voices have increased in frequency and direction of late. They have begun to stay with me long after conversation has ceased and are serving as quite a distraction. I fear others are beginning to notice my preoccupation at the vampire gatherings. I am thinking again of the particular vampire of whom I spoke previously, who I dare not name for my growing fear. If the voices are to be believed, then my caution is warranted, for they speak of his blackest crimes, both past and future. More than once I have seen the suspicion in his eyes and heard the distrust in his voice when speaking with me. The fear must register on my face, as it is all I can do in these moments to keep from crying out in chorus with the voices.
Stop right there. They're coming. Wishes and words sprout from the same seed. Stop doing that. Mother shan't be too pleased. None too pleased.
The voices have increased in frequency and direction. They have begun to stay with me long after conversation has ceased and are serving as quite a distraction. I fear others are beginning to notice my preoccupation at the vampire gatherings. I am thinking again of the particular vampire of whom I spoke previously, who I dare not name for my growing fear. If the voices are to be believed, then my caution is warranted, for they speak of his blackest crimes, both past and future. More than once I have seen the suspicion in his eyes and heard the distrust in his voice when speaking with me. The fear must register on my face, as it is all I can do in these moments to keep from crying out in chorus with the voices. I am no longer safe. I know it. The voices have proven themselves authentic, and I have withdrawn from the Vampire Society entirely. My absence will no doubt draw attention, but I could no longer hold my fragile composure around the ravenous eyes of my vampire peers, especially not around him. The voices compelled me to make what I fear is a Faustian bargain, but I had to, for their demands are constant and merciless. I have secluded myself within the mansion. I know he will strike out at me. He will go to any length to achieve his ambitions, and he knows it, I know. I have taken precautions to protect my beloved wife. Her cure will have to wait until our immediate safety is guaranteed. The mansion was constructed with security in mind, but at that time I was not privy to the full range of vampire capabilities. The voices echo in the twisted corridors of my psyche, dark whisperings of a macabre and formless menace, the approach of which portends an end to all of this.
Rustling robes of the Reaper.
Be cleansed by the flames! Geraut is dead? Pity it could not be by my hand. No matter. Soon your self-made kings. As you burn, tell them it was Grünfeld Bach who sent your damned soul to that lake of fire. Let this righteous display serve as a promise to all who serve the Archfiend Lacroix.
Evening there. Something. Sure, I'll open her up for you. Jeez, I could go for one of them double-spaced burgers with the onions and the cheese and some bacon.
Cemetery runoff congealing at the door.
Yeah, you go right up. All these monitors and not one of them gets chips.
The Primogens still haven't been contacted by Grout. Grout's dead. What? Bach! Every time I think he's lost the scent. So, Bach is a hunter. They stalk and kill our kind to appease their god. But like many mortals, their so-called faith is nothing but a conduit through which they quench. Look at me. Are you sure it... It means, under most circumstances, I would call a blood hunt on the murderer immediately. However, I need to confer with the Primogen on this. In the meantime, I've come to a decision on the Ankaran Sok. You're becoming quite indispensable to me. So, out of all my available personnel, The manifest from the Dane shows there was a small box from the same dig on board, but it was listed as missing. Keep an eye open for it. It may have been overlooked. It's... Yes, of course. Here. Here are the keys to the front door of the museum. The sarcophagus should be in an examination room of some sort. There's a small security station. 1 or 2, but that's all. My history with that family dates back to Bach's grandfather, who pursued me into Africa, where I killed him. Bach's father... Witch hunters. An anachronistic holdover from the Middle Ages. They are inquisitors, whose A blood hunt is a death sentence. When one commits a high crime against our society, a blood hunt may be called. There is a degree of immediacy attached to this task. Work fast. The car. There is a degree of immediacy attached.
Yeah, you go right. Camera 78, nothing. Camera 79, nothing. Camera 80, nothing. Camera 81, Hey, it's me. Hey there, Chuck. Doing a fine job. Keep up the good work, me.
Eloise said you. Cranberry sauce.
Yes.
Hotel Foxtrot. There you are.
Money, right? Been a while. Your money's been piling up.
Finally, you're back. I thought maybe something happened to you. I shouldn't even think so. I almost forgot. I got a college loan check today. I'd rather you kept it. I think I'm gonna drop out of school. You know. I'll try to get more, you know, when I can.
have a full report on this story later tonight. Simon Milligan, host of local cable show Haunted LA, and his crew are reported missing tonight. The team of the popular supernatural-themed program were filming around downtown Los Angeles, according to the show's producer. But friends and family of the crew started to worry when they failed to return from a night of shooting. No trace has been found yet of the Haunted LA team, and rumors by the show's fans speculate the crew met a supernatural end, though police disagree and have started a sweep of the areas where the crew was filming. A massive gelatinous creature that washed up on the beaches of Providence, Rhode Island, has scientists scratching their heads. Found by a jogger early on Tuesday morning who says he smelled it a mile away, the mystery creature is thought to be some form of giant octopus. Though a tourist bus destined for the ancient city of Angkor Wat that failed to return Wednesday, the Southland / Simon Milligan, host of local cable show, police are now confirming that they suspect foul play in the disappearance of the Elizabeth Dane's crew. There is evidence that suggests the crew or several members of the crew were slain, though no names are being released at the moment. One piece in the Elizabeth Dane's cargo was revealed as the Ankaran sarcophagus. Discovered at a dig in Turkey, the sarcophagus was on its way to the Los Angeles Museum of Natural History for a detailed analysis and exhibition. Authorities or firefighters are trying to contain a flash fire in the Hollywood Hills this morning. Smoke and debris from a house fire alerted residents late this evening. The fire had already spread rapidly by the time firefighters arrived. The search for an LA sewer worker is beginning to look grim as police and family end their 7th night looking for Luis Salvador after he failed to return home last Friday. Salvador was last seen entering a manhole in Hollywood to carry out a routine inspection. A massive gelatinous creature that washed up on the beaches of Providence, Rhode Island, has scientists scratching their heads. Found by a jogger early on.
Maggots love you.
Trust me. Bone rattle melodies and worm-laden rains.
Hey, I'm gonna... Okay, honey.
Baby girl.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Hop in.
Hey, what's wrong?
Hurry on your way to the apocalypse! Always room for heathens in the cold and oily pits of the damned!
What's wrong?
Police are now confirming that they suspect foul play in the disappearance of the Elizabeth Danes crew. There is evidence that suggests the crew or several members of the crew were slain, though no names are being released at the moment. One piece in the Elizabeth Danes cargo was revealed as the Ankaran sarcophagus, discovered at a dig in Turkey. A massive gelatinous creature that washed up on the beaches of Providence, Rhode Island, has scientists scratching their heads. Found by a jogger early on Tuesday morning who says he smelled it a mile away.
Went downtown to get my fix. When I went up to the top of the tower, I could hear LaCroix shouting from down the hall. Anything I can do for you tonight?
In the cephalopod family before. They speculate that it could be from a yet undiscovered family of sea creatures. Police are now confirming that they suspect foul play in the
cemetery runoff congealing at the door.
Hey, what's wrong?
Going somewhere?